Jonathan Davis joins me, an economist and wealth manager. Jonathan, good evening.
Good evening, Ian.
Do you think David Cameron's got a case?
Well, he's absolutely correct. It's a tactical ploy that he's doing, as any politician would. They're offering candy to the voters, but it's certainly the case that one of the issues in the last 5 years is that the basic rate taxpayers, those earning up to about $40,000 a year, have done pretty well tax-wise, because of course we don't pay any tax for the first 10,000 of earnings now. And the super rich, as ever, the extremely wealthy, they've always, since Christendom, they've never paid much taxes really. But the middle income earners and the high earners, they have been taxed more, particularly up to about 120,000 from about 40,000. It wasn't a great deal long ago that you had to be earning about 100,000 before you paid a higher rate tax. Now it's £42,000. Well, it's all very well. They say they're going to reduce taxes. Well, he's pledging it. They pledge lots of things. It's not the most important thing, but it will buy them some votes.
Who from? Who do you think are the people that are likely to vote for them on the basis of that kind of promise?
Yeah, the 40% taxpayers. You've got two groups there in a sense. You've got those who it used to be, say, 5, 6, 7 years ago, it used to be about 60,000 a year before you were paying higher rate tax. Now it's down to, as I say, about 42,000. And in the southeast of England, particularly in London, that's not a huge income at all. So a lot of folk will be pleased by this. They'll think, oh, that's great, I'm going to pay less tax. The second group are those who are earning between 100 and 120, 130,000, because when you get up to 100,000, you start losing your personal allowance. And that, that's £4,000 a year at those levels. So it's quite significant. But can I just say, it's just a bribe. It's a pure bribe. And you were halfway getting your finger on the button there before you brought me on when you said, how can they be talking about reducing taxes when we've still got the deficit problem? I'd say, never mind the deficit, the debt, the amount that we owe. All they're doing, as ever, is they're bribing the existing voters and they're putting into economic penury the next generation.
David Cameron would, of course, say that he's doing nothing of the sort. All he's doing is allowing people to keep more of the money that they've earned themselves. A tax cut is effectively letting people decide themselves what they spend their money on rather than the government.
And as I say, they're handing our own money back to ourselves, but instead they'll keep on borrowing a lot of money. They say they're going to borrow less. Yeah, well, they said that last time. I'm sorry, I simply don't believe them. Whichever party it is, whether it's the Labour or the Conservatives, the point is we're leaving a legacy of huge debt onto the next generation, and we, all of us, our generation, we should feel for them, and we should be in uproar about what we're leaving to them.
Jonathan, thank you. That's Jonathan Davis, economist and wealth manager.